While we're on the topic of Republican politics, let's think about John Ellis Bush. The Washington Post reports that Jeb told an exclusive group in Manhattan this week that his most influential advisor on U.S.-Israel policy is his brother, the former president, George W. Bush. Mark, given the scorn that's widely heaped on W's foreign policy, especially on the Mideast, is Jeb being brave or suicidal by saying that he takes advice from 43?
I think he's doing something that I didn't think he'd do very much of. I think he was pandering in the room, knowing that the people in that room in New York City thought his brother was good on foreign policy on Israel and that President Obama isn't. And he didn't, I guess, didn't think through that when it leaked out, it would hit him right in his weakest spot. He has to get rid of the narrative that he is the son and the brother. And anytime he does this, I think it's unnecessary, and I think it was a moment of weakness and thoughtlessness.
Well, I mean, I want to say it's possible that this is one of these false binaries between brave and suicidal. I mean, he could be being quite brave and just actually telling the truth. While at the same time, I do think it's suicidal, because the last thing in the world that he needs is further association with his brother. And we know that the Bush name is a huge drag on his candidacy. And when it comes to foreign policy, that is not a name, 43W, George W. Bush, so not a name you want to have on your resume.
I'm not against him telling the truth, but I bet he could have come up with somebody else who advises him on Israel who would have played well in the room. Well, and when it leaked out, would not have been as big a problem. Every day, he's known as the son and the brother. I think it's a bad day for him, and his own advisors agree that's their biggest problem. I wonder whether
he was a little bit scarred by having James Addison Baker get in trouble for his views on Israel. You don't want to say James Baker, so you go in the opposite direction and say George W. Bush. Not a super bright thing to do, I don't think. All right.